Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today we're joined by Jassy Stokes, a woman who left the US after the safety of her family was seriously threatened, not once but twice. She chose Dubai for its safety record and she's now looking for work so she can live here safely with her family. So that's the main aim of today. Let's get Jassy a job. But first of all, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. Thanks for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Not at all. We're so happy to have you. Jassy and I actually caught up at the weekend, so I got to meet you a little bit before, and we're so excited to have you on the show. But first of all, you haven't been in Dubai long.
No, not at all. Since February 10th.
And tell us about your life in the States before you came here.
So I have a bachelor's in criminal justice, and so my background is legal. So I do judgment recovery, and I also am a life coach and a motivational speaker. So I wear many hats.
As good as literally, I was going to say you wear many hats.
I wear many hats, but I just love just being there to help other people. And I've always wanted to live abroad, and so I just had to pick the right place. And so basically, after what happened to my nephew and myself, I realized that Dubai would definitely be the safer place for us to start a new journey in life.
And the new journey is coming to Dubai with your son and with your two dogs.
Yes.
Shout out to them. What are they called, by the way?
Chica and Chiquita.
She brought her two doggies. I love that. Like, because the problem here in Dubai is a lot of people will, sometimes they get their dogs and they leave, but you made sure when you're coming here.
I've had my dogs longer than I've had my son. So those are my daughters. They're 12 years old, though. I call them my daughters, and I always tell my son, be nice to your daughters. To your sisters.
So, big part of the family has moved here. But I think, we have to note that, upping sticks from the States to Dubai is not an easy thing.
No, definitely not. But it's a worthwhile journey. It's a fun adventure. And that's how you have to look at it, is that, anything that you take a chance at is going to be a little bit scary at first, but you got to jump in with all, everything you have.
But at the same time, jumping in, you nearly were encouraged to or forced to, like you said, from what happened to your nephew. So do you mind kind of running people through that and what was kind of like the catalyst of your move to Dubai?
So in a night, we'd moonlight. Me and my nephew, we had our day-to-day jobs, but at night, we'd moonlight as DoorDash drivers.
So DoorDash is like
It's kind of like a Careem or a Talabat here in Dubai. So we do that at night, and it was fun. It was great extra money, and we used that, for like our tourism and things like that when we want to go fun places. And so the first instance happened where my nephew had just got done with the delivery, and he heard the glass break on his passenger side window, and not even knowing that he had been shot twice. And he literally ducked when he heard the glass break and ran through a light and hit a pole and blacked out. And people came to his aid, and he literally got shot on twice through the side of his head. So both bullets kind of went behind his eyes, missed his optical nerve by millimeters, and he survived, and he can see and everything. He's been blessed, and he's 19 years old. So that was the first thing that was a little bit jarring for me.
Your 19-year-old nephew got shot.
Twice.
It's so hard to fathom. And did he know the shooter?
Didn't know the shooter at all.
Does he know them now?
No, didn't know. It was just a random act. And a lot of that has been happening in the US lately, where people during the pandemic have gone bonkers and just doing random acts of hurting people. And I don't know if it's because of their own hurt or loss of job or just nothing to do, just want to be mean. There's people throwing rocks off of freeways, just on cars as people are driving by. So it's just all kinds of things that are happening.
And I thought the really heartbreaking part of the story that you told me was that he's like a son to you. And some of the lessons that you had told him was always that you were like, DoorDash is amazing because it's a way to earn money and, get out and kind of do those extra jobs. So, and Jassy you were nearly putting the blame on yourself, which I just thought was like
because I pushed him out there. Young people want to emulate, and so when you're a positive role model, you want to instill positivity into the young people. And I've always taught them that working hard is great, that you feel rewarded from the great work that you put out there. So if you want things in life, don't go around cheating yourself, go around working hard for it, and you'll feel good at the end of, the worthiness of what you've, gained outside of working hard for it, rather than cheating the system and getting it the easy way. And
did that terrifying, life-threatening moment, did that scare you about going back out and working DoorDash?
Of course. I stopped working DoorDash during the night. That's one of the biggest things. And I stopped working in the area that he got shot in, which, he was telling me, don't be afraid, go back out there, because of our Christian values. But I was fearful because I'm like, if someone will do this to someone, that's just not paying attention, that's young, what will they do to someone that's, I'm always bubbly, talking to everybody. I couldn't fathom going in that area after that. I just really felt unsafe. So I started driving DoorDash during the day instead of at night.
But you kept going.
I kept going. And then my incident happened during the day where I did a delivery. And when I did the delivery, the gentleman came out and he walked me to the front door. And as I bent over to put the packages at the front door, I saw him with a gun in his hand that was right by his thigh. And so when I bent over, I could see him go like that with the gun. So first thing in my head was, oh my God, he's going to shoot me. He's going to kill me. And so I immediately I love dresses, guys, with pockets. So I kept my cell phone in my pocket and I just was kind of put my head down and just kind of said, oh, well, let me take a picture because I have to take a picture. And my hands were shaking and I'm taking the picture. And while I was taking the picture, I made sure that I put his foot and his leg in the picture because if he were to shoot me, I want DoorDash to know the color, maybe the size of his foot, maybe they could get information. Because of my degree in criminal justice, I was always taught that, to sunshine things, which means give as much evidence as you can.
I know, to be in that situation and to take out your phone and take a photo, like that's something else.
Yeah, I had to think, on the fly. So you have to think quick and you have to think that if this person attacks you, if they shoot you, you have to give as much evidence as you can at the crime scene. If they take your phone, then that's fine. But the picture would have already been uploaded to DoorDash to assist me.
So what happened after you took the photo?
So after I took the photo and once he seen me take my camera out, he wasn't sure if I was going to, take a picture of him. So he kind of like put the gun behind his back like that. And then I just kind of hightailed it out of there. And my son was in the car, my daughters were in the car, my doggies. And I drove about a mile away and just called DoorDash and told them what happened and told them to look at the picture and stuff like that. And it was just very jarring.
Your son was in the car at that moment?
My son was in the car at that moment. And that's all I kept thinking was, if this man shoots me, is he going to turn the gun on my son next? And that's what really just kind of made me feel like this is no longer a safe environment for him. It's my duty as a mother to be protective. And when I could no longer protect him in that situation, that's when I had to think that the timing was now for me to get out of the U.S. because it's becoming more dangerous for him. And I need to raise him.
Someone who's going out to work every day to pay the bills, and that's what you're faced with. We always say on the show how lucky we are, not just as women, but as people, and privileged we are to live here in the UAE, because it's unfathomable. So it's amazing that, first of all, that you're able to go back after what happened to your nephew, but now you've taken the decision to leave.
Yeah.
Was that hard? Were you leaving family behind?
Of course. I was leaving family behind. I have my elder son, and my eldest is there in Phoenix, Arizona. He goes back and forth from Phoenix to California. I have a lot of family members in California. I'm third generation California girl. So, it's hard to just uproot yourself.
Where in California?
San Diego.
Wow.
San Diego, which is supposed to be America's finest city. That's what they're quoted.
You say it with a laugh. I'd love to go. I really would.
I mean, it's a beautiful city. Everyone loves San Diego. But to know the truth, you have to be on the ground. And a lot of people aren't on the ground to know the truth of what's going on there in the city. It's growing exponentially as Dubai is, So the thing is that when more people come and you have a lot of transplants from different areas, you get a different element. It's no longer, I used to always call it my honeycomb hideout. I don't feel like it's my honeycomb hideout anymore.
How did you hear about Dubai's safety record? How did you pinpoint Dubai as a place that you wanted to go to?
I researched it. For many years, I've researched the growth, and I, coming from a background of technical advances, I learned about the AI and the sustainability, and I just love just that Dubai is actually on that learning curve, because we have to take care of our planet. In growing, you want to grow, you want towns and countries to grow, but you have to make sure that you take care of the environment as well, or we're not going to be any good for our future.
I love that. I really do. And so you've chosen Dubai,
yes.
But as we know, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, it's a tricky job market, and you're here, and your background is criminal justice.
Yes.
That's in the States. You've worked in it for, what, over a decade?
Oh, God, over 15, 20 years, yeah.
But I guess your skills would be obviously in the law, but also in kind of, I guess,
administrative
roles.
Yes, I've done all types of roles, bookkeeping, you know, so I'm just kind of like a well-rounded, you know, person that I always tell people, exploit me, use me, because I'm there. I could probably surprise you about the amount of skills I have, but I'm willing to be exploited because I love learning. I love change. So it's good to learn different things and come into different, you know, environments, you know, so I love learning.
So adaptable, ready to grow here in the UAE and looking for work.
Of course.
So we want to get Jassy a job. If you know anyone who has any information about, let's say, a varied admin role, you're willing to try something for a while until you kind of find your feet. We really want to get her and her family safe here. Anyone you can think that you can reach out to that may possibly, any industry.
Yes.
You want to grow and learn.
Of course.
Here in Dubai with your family. You have your son, the 2 adorable puppies, which we have a photo of beside us on Facebook. And how can they reach out to you? How can someone get in touch with you? What we can do is we can put a link to maybe your social media underneath Facebook, but if anyone is interested right now and if they want to reach out to you, is there any way?
I mean, of course, they can always go to my LinkedIn, which is Jassy Crazy Faith Stokes on LinkedIn. And, you know, or they can reach out to me also on Facebook, Jassy Crazy Faith Stokes as well. So, I mean, I'm always available and I answer all messages, whether it's LinkedIn or Messenger.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to put up an article about today's interview because the messaging is so strong and we really just, hopefully we can do something. I don't know. Let's see. But Jassy, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story. Really
no problem. Thank you for having me again. I appreciate it.
Happy International Women's Day.
Yes, you as well.
Guys, that is it for us on the Lovin Dubai show. We're back with you every single weekday morning, same time, same place. Stay safe and wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.